so foul and fair a day I have not seen. He does it with better grace, but I do it more natural. Be not afraid of greatness. Some are born great, some achieve greatness, and others have greatness thrust upon them. Sweet are the uses of adversity which, like the toad, ugly and venomous, wears yet a precious jewel in his head. Our doubts are traitors, and make us lose the good we oft might win by fearing to attempt. How poor are they that have not patience, what one did ever heal but by degrees. All the world's a stage, and all the men and women merely players. They have their exits and their entrances, and one man in his time plays many parts. And this, our life, exempt from public haunt, finds tongues in trees, books in the running brooks, sermons in stones, and good in everything. Life's but a walking shadow, a poor player, that struts and frets his hour upon the stage, and then is heard no more. It is a tale told by an idiot, full of sound and fury, signifying nothing. My bounty is as boundless as the sea, my love as deep. The more I give to thee, the more I have, for both are infinite. A young woman in love always looks like patience on a monument smiling at grief. Some are born great, some achieve greatness, and some have greatness thrust upon them. A fool thinks himself to be wise, but a wise man knows himself to be a fool. There is a tide in the affairs of men, which taken at the flood, leads on to fortune, omitted. All the voyage of their life is bound in shows and in miseries. On such a full sea are we now afloat, and we must take the current when it serves, or lose our ventures. All the world's a stage, and all the men and women merely players. They have their exits and their entrances, and one man in his time plays many parts, his acts being 7 ages. We know what we are, but know not what we may be. If you prick us, do we not bleed? If you tickle us, do we not laugh? If you poison us, do we not die? And if you wrong us, shall we not revenge? How far that little candle throws its beams, so shines a good deed in a naughty world. Ignorance is the curse of God. Knowledge is the wing wherewith we fly to heaven. Good night, parting is such sweet sorrow, that I shall say good night till it be morrow. Our doubts are traitors, and make us lose the good we oft might win by fearing to attempt. What's in a name? That which we call a rose by any other name would smell as sweet. When sorrows come, they come not single spies, but in battalions. Cowards die many times before their deaths. The valiant never taste of death but once. But oh, how bitter a thing it is to look into happiness through another man's eyes. Men are April when they woo, December when they wed, maids are May when they are maids, but the sky changes when they are wives. Faith, there have been many great men that have flattered the people who ne'er loved them. The rob that smiles, steals something from the thief. To thine own self be true, and it must follow, as the night the day. Thou canst not then be false to any man. This life, which had been the tomb of his virtue and of his honor, is but a walking shadow, a poor player, that struts and frets his hour upon the stage, and then is heard no more. It is a tale told by an idiot, full of sound and fury, signifying nothing. Talking isn't doing. It is a kind of good deed to say well, and yet words are not deeds. Doubt thou the stars are fire. Doubt that the sun doth move. Doubt truth to be a liar. But never doubt I love. To thine own self be true, and it must follow, as the night the day. Thou canst not then be false to any man. There have been many great men that have flattered the people who ne'er loved them. Life every man holds dear, but the dear man holds honor far more precious dear than life. The peace is of the nature of a conquest, for then both parties nobly are subdued, and neither party loser. Now, God be praised, that to believing souls gives light in darkness, comfort in despair. I had rather have a fool to make me merry than experience to make me sad, and to travel for it too. Love looks not with the eyes, but with the mind, and therefore is winged Cupid painted blind. The man that hath no music in himself, nor is not moved with concord of sweet sounds, is fit for treasons, stratagems, and spoils. And this, our life, exempt from public haunt, finds tongues in trees, books in the running brooks, sermons in stones, and good in everything. If to do were as easy as to know what were good to do, chapels have been churches, and poor men's cottage princes' palaces. What a piece of work is a man! How noble in reason, how infinite in faculties, in form and moving how express and admirable, in action how like an angel, in apprehension how like a god. Oh, let me not be mad, not mad, sweet heaven, keep me in temper. I would not be mad. I may neither choose who I would, nor refuse who I dislike. So is the will of a living daughter curbed by the will of a dead father. If we are marked to die, we are enough to do our country loss, and if to live, the fewer men, the greater share of honor. Sweet are the uses of adversity which, like the toad, ugly and venomous, wears yet a precious jewel in his head. Thou knowest the first time that we smell the air we wail and cry. When we are born we cry, that we are come to this great state of fools. If you can look into the seeds of time, and say which grain will grow and which will not, speak then unto me. How poor are they that have not patience, what wanted ever heal but by degrees. Reputation is an idle and most false imposition, of God without merit, and lost without deserving. The most peaceable way for you, if you do take a thief, is to let him show himself what he is and steal out of your company. I hold the world but as the world, Graveshino, the stage where every man must play a part, and mine is a sad one. I hold the world but as the world, Graveshino, a stage where every man must play a part, and mine is a sad one. Children wish fathers looked but with their eyes, fathers that children with their judgment looked, and either may be wrong. Go to your bosom, knock there, and ask your heart what it doth know. O God, how weary, stale, flat, and unprofitable seem to me all the uses of this world. And why not death rather than living torment? To die is to be banished from myself, and Sylvia is myself. Banished from her is self from self, a deadly banishment.